You're sitting alone, something hurts, not in your body, but somewhere you can't point to, and without deciding to, your eyes fill. Water leaves your body for no biological reason at all. No other animal does this. Elephants mourn, dogs whine, but tears, emotional tears, falling silently down a face, belong to humans alone. Why would evolution build something so useless? Tears don't heal wounds. They don't fight predators. They blur your vision at the exact moment you might need to see clearly. By every survival logic, crying should have been deleted millions of years ago. It wasn't. Go back 2 million years. A small group of early hominins huddles in the dark. One of them is grieving, a child, a mate, lost to the cold or to something with teeth. In a world without language, without words for I am breaking inside, how do you tell your tribe you need them? You don't tell them. You show them. A face, wet and trembling, says something words can't. I am vulnerable. I am not a threat. Come closer. Anthropologists call this the tend and befriend signal, older than speech itself, written into the nervous system before humans could even name what a feeling was. Somewhere along the way, something changed. We learned to hide it, to apologize for it. Sorry, I don't know why I'm crying. We built a civilization that rewards composure and quietly punishes the oldest survival signal we have. Maybe that wet face in the mirror isn't weakness. Maybe it's 2 million years of biology, still trying to call out to someone, anyone, in the dark. In 1985, biochemist William Frey ran an experiment that quietly reshaped how science understood tears. He collected emotional tears and compared them to tears triggered by onions. The emotional tears contained higher concentrations of stress hormones, including ACTH-related compounds and prolactin. Crying, his data suggested, wasn't just an expression of stress, it was a removal of it. This is the first clue. Tears may function as a literal release valve, flushing chemical byproducts of emotional pain out of the body. Not poetic, biochemical. But the deeper mystery isn't the tears themselves, it's the face around them. Psychologist Robert Provine, known for his work on laughter and yawning, turned his attention to crying and noticed something strange. People rarely cry completely alone in the way they think they do. Even in solitude, crying often happens in spaces associated with others, bedrooms, cars, places saturated with social memory. The body, he proposed, is still performing a signal, even when no one is watching, as if some ancient part of the brain hasn't been told that the audience left. This connects to attachment theory, first explored by John Bowlby in the 1950s. Bowlby studied infants separated from caregivers and found a predictable sequence: protest, then despair, then detachment. Crying was the first response, not helplessness, but communication, a biological alarm designed to summon protection. Here's the unsettling part. Human infants are born more helpless, for longer, than almost any other species on Earth. A baby gazelle can run within hours. A human infant can't even lift its own head. For survival, an infant needed a signal so visceral, so immediate, that an adult's nervous system would respond involuntarily. Tears became that signal, and it never switched off, not in infancy, not in adulthood, not in a 34-year-old crying quietly in a parked car after a long day. The wiring is the same, only the audience has disappeared. So why does it feel like crying is something to be ashamed of? Because somewhere in the last few thousand years, civilization rewired the rules. Tribal life meant constant visibility. Someone always saw you, always responded. Modern life means performance. Open offices, video calls, curated faces. The signal still fires, but increasingly, into silence. Psychologist Advinga Holtz, who has spent decades studying crying across cultures, found something remarkable. People report feeling better after crying, but only when someone responds with comfort. When tears are met with silence, or judgment, or an empty room, the emotional relief disappears. The mechanism doesn't fail. The environment fails it. This is the turning point. Your anxiety about crying, the tightening in your throat when you feel it coming, the urge to apologize, isn't a personal flaw. It's a 2-million-year-old signal colliding with a world that no longer knows how to receive it. Maybe that's the loneliest part of being human now. Not that we feel too much, but that the oldest language we have, the one written into our bodies before words existed, is being spoken in 2 rooms with no one left to answer. And yet, the fact that you still cry, despite everything, despite the shame, despite a world that calls it weakness, means something hasn't broken. The wiring is still there. The signal is still being sent. Maybe it's not asking you to stop. Maybe it's asking you to notice who's still listening.